One question that I get asked a lot, and that I also see asked a lot in a lot of internet forums and posts, are people trying to figure out what some of the models in the Helix are in relation to the real world versions. For instance, what is a transistor tape delay? What is the Das Benzene model amp? And a lot of times people just want to know, what is the real world device that these particular Helix models are trying to emulate? Quite some time ago, I received a message from a gentleman that I have on Facebook. I don't know him. He went under the name Hossein. And I came to learn that after his name is actually Hossein Montazeri. And I hope I am pronouncing that right, Hossein. And my apologies if I'm not. But he sent me a link to a site that he was working on. And he asked for my opinion on it. And I clicked on it, I looked at it, and I said, wow, this is really, really cool. I've used it. I really enjoy using it. It's only gotten better since. And I've been meaning to do this video for a while to really let as many folks know about it as possible, because I think it is a really handy site. And really what it is a really well laid out catalog, basically, of all the effects in the Helix, cross-referenced with their real-world counterparts, let's say. But it has some other really cool twists. So I think that this can be a really useful tool and something that I use a lot. And I want to just take you through it. I'll show you where you can find it. It's free to use. Hossein has done what, in my opinion, is just an incredible job with this. And I think a huge thanks needs to go out to him for giving us this really great resource. Another resource I have used, and I always used to use in the past, was the Helix Help website, which is also very, very good. But I've been really enjoying Hossein's Helix FX Finder site. So let's dive over to the computer and actually take a look and see what it's all about. So here we have it. We have up here, it's called Helix FX Finder version 3.15. This is the URL for it. I will post a link to that in the description below, so you guys can just click through and maybe bookmark it for your future use and reference. He has a couple themes here. We can go with a light theme or a dark theme. I'm going to keep it on the dark. I'm a bit of a fan of that. We click on Hossein's name here, and it has some of the projects that he's involved in, and we can come back. Now, what you'll notice is there are all of the effects listed right here that have ever been in the Helix. All of the modulation, speaker cabinets, amp models. I believe even the microphones are in here. He has the send and return block. So everything is listed in here. Here you see the microphones, cabinets, amps, and whatnot. Now, you could first glance look at this and think, wow, this is just overwhelming. Well, he has a really great search function up at the top where we can actually search to see what happened in each particular firmware update version. And this is one of my favorite features. So if we come up here to version, right now we're on all, so this is giving us all the effects that are in the Helix. But if I simply go down to 1.0, I now limit that to just what the Helix originally had in version 1. If I want to know what was added in 1.06, then I click on that, and here we have it. We got the Matchstick Channel 1, Channel 2, Matchstick Jump, and these effects. Version 2.0 added these particular effects. If we want to see what was new in version 3.0, we have these. Now, maybe we only want to see certain types of effects. We can say what distortion pedals are in the Helix. We click on distortion, and this gives us all of those. We could jump, say, maybe to 2.5 and see, oh, there were distortion. And we can now click and see that we got 4 distortion blocks in version 2.5. So very, very cool stuff. And the really neat thing is when we go to a version, it only shows us what was new. We got a new amp. We got some sort of a new delay. So if we click the amp, we see the amps that were added. Delay, we got a pitch echo, and so on and so forth. So we can really organize it nicely in that way. We can also go by the brand. And if we just click brand here, we can actually scroll through the list of all the real world counterpart brands of the various models we have in the Helix. So let's say we were looking for something from Roland. We could simply just come down here and click Roland and see, oh, look at this. We have the Roland Space Echo, which is called the Cosmos Echo. And it also tells us what version that was introduced, which is really handy. Maybe I need to know exactly when that was introduced, and we can see that the Roland Space Echo, or as we know it, the Cosmos Echo, was introduced in version 2.3. Very, very cool stuff. We can also search by the particular model as well. So this is a long list, but we could also come to a particular version, let's say 2.0, go down to the model, and it'll show us all the models that we have right here that we have to search for, if there was more than what's presented on the screen here in one simple glance. The other thing we can do as well is we could search for a model. Let's say I wanted to know if there's a Bogner amp in the Helix. Well, here we go. This just shows us everything that has anything to do with Bogner. Let's say if I wanted to see anything from my good friends over at Rev Amplification, and here we see that we have the Rev Generator 120 red or the purple. So really, really cool stuff. So I thought that that might be an extremely useful tool for those of you who weren't aware it was out there. I know Helix Help is an extremely popular site. It's oftentimes promoted as the place to go to find out this kind of information. I love Helix Help. It's a great site. I've used it many times. I continue to use it. But I also really love Hossein's site and the way he has laid it out, especially showing us what version certain effects were introduced in and the searchability of it, and we have the little icons with it. Really, really great job that I think Hossein has done. And I tip my hat to him and thank him very much for doing what I can only imagine is a lot of work to get that laid out. I'm sure a lot of you folks were well aware that this site existed, but I know a lot of you folks weren't, and I hope that you can get some use out of it. Go bookmark it and utilize this, and maybe even send Hossein a little note of thanks for all the work that he did. So I hope that was enjoyable. I hope you guys find it useful. Please like the video and share it with anybody who you think would find it useful. And also subscribe to the channel and hit the little bell notification to get notified when I put new content out. I'll be back really soon with some more. Thank you guys again so much for tuning in. Ciao for now.